In the heart of a busy city stood a giant clock tower that guided every moment of daily life.
For generations, people trusted its bells and hands to guide their days.
Among them was a curious boy named Rohan, who loved studying the tower more than anything else.
Every day he filled his notebook with drawings of its mysterious machinery. Then one winter morning, something impossible happened. The giant clock suddenly stopped.
At first, nobody believed what they were seeing. Soon, confusion spread across the city, and daily routines began falling apart in unexpected ways.
Even the simplest routines became difficult when everyone depended on the silent tower.
Determined to solve the problem, experts arrived and began searching for answers.
Deep inside the tower, the engineers examined every gear, spring, and mechanism.
Days passed, but no solution appeared. The great clock remained completely silent. While everyone focused on the broken clock, Rohan began paying attention to something else. He noticed that the city was not lost because the clock had stopped, but because people had stopped trusting themselves. The baker never needed the tower. Years of experience told him exactly when the bread was ready.
The gardener understood her plants by watching them closely, not by listening for a bell.
The fisherman trusted the river's patterns, reading nature instead of waiting for the clock.
Even the birds continued their journey, guided by instinct and experience rather than a giant clock. At that moment, everything connected. Rohan finally understood how he could help the city. That evening, Rohan transformed his idea into something the whole city could understand. The next morning, Rohan shared his first guide, hoping people would look beyond the silent tower.
Curiosity spread quickly as people stopped to study the simple ideas on the posters.
Soon, people began noticing the world around them instead of waiting for the silent clock. Little by little, confidence returned as the city learned to trust observation instead of fear.
Without realizing it, the people had already found something far greater than perfect timing.
Even while the repairs continued, the city no longer waited for the clock to lead the way.
The city had learned something new. People could move forward together, even without the tower.
At last, the final repair was complete, and the heart of the great clock began beating again. The tower finally came back to life, but the city had already found its own rhythm. The clock guided the city once again, but confidence now came from within its people. Years later, the city chose to honor the quiet courage of one thoughtful boy. Its message would inspire every new generation to believe in their own wisdom and courage. Rohan knew the greatest change had never happened inside the tower, but inside the hearts of the people. True progress begins when people trust themselves, help one another, and keep moving forward with confidence.
His greatest reward was never recognition, but knowing others would continue learning.
The lesson spread beyond one generation, becoming part of everyday learning.
Kindness and confidence had become the city's true way of keeping time.
Every new day reminds us that the strongest guide is the courage to trust ourselves and move forward together.